Welcome back to Luxury Land. With the recent death of Her Royal Highness Queen Elizabeth II, Prince Charles is now King Charles III. But just because he's just now becoming king doesn't mean that he wasn't living like one before. In this video, we're going to get down into the details of the new king's luxurious lifestyle, and maybe that will give us a glimpse into what the future may hold for the crown. Before we do that, please hit that subscribe button and tap that like button so we can continue to inspire you by providing you the luxury content you deserve. So let's start with the king's daily routine. When King Charles III wakes up, he grabs his bathrobe that is already waiting for him. He then steps into the bath that is drawn for him, and his towel is set up so that he just has to sit in it and wrap it around himself once he's done. In the bath plug has to be in a certain position and the water temperature has to be just right. And after this, a staff member has already squeezed 1 inch of toothpaste on his toothbrush for him to brush his teeth. Then, according to sources, the king eats a boiled egg for breakfast, but the firmness has to be just right. So his chefs cook several eggs in the hopes that one of them will be to his liking. As for his bedtime routine, the king gets his pajamas ironed, along with his shoelaces and also his bed sheets, which takes an hour per sheet to complete. I guess you can call this taking full advantage of your position? I don't know. The staff of Clarence House, where he lives, nicknamed him the Pampered Prince. He's so pampered, in fact, that upon coming across plastic wrap, he was unable to identify it and consequently became terrified. He then asked his wife what the weird stuff was on the cheese. The now king changes clothes 5 times a day and throws his clothes all over the floor, expecting his staff to wash the clothes and replace them in the wardrobe neatly. To throw your clothes on the floor and have someone pick them up and wash them is one thing, but to change your clothes 5 times a day and do this? There's not enough money in the world for me. The king also has 2 people paid for by the state who dress him in the morning. Seriously, whenever the new king travels, he demands his entire bedroom set come with him to any guest residence and be set up. This includes the bed furniture and even the pictures. Personally, just not worth it. When Charles was the prince, he was also the Duke of Cornwall. I don't know if he still is or how that works, but he has a dukedom that consists of assets like investments, land, and more. And it's tax exempt. The king earns $24 million per year from supermarket investments. So King Charles makes his money from the sovereign grant and his dukedom. In 2020, he made $50 million and more than half went to him and his family. $7.3 million went to his staff of 132 people. So his staff makes about $55,000 a year to iron his shoelaces and put toothpaste on his toothbrushes. I guess it's a good gig. The king has been known to speak about the environment and has based a huge part of his platform on it. He went on a European tour to talk mostly about climate change and ironically used a private plane, leaving 52.95 tons of carbon footprint. If he had flew commercially, he would have decreased his carbon footprint by 95%. But hey man, the environment does not get in the way of a luxurious lifestyle. Come on, you should know that. What about his luxurious cars? The king owns 3 old school Aston Martins. He owns the DB6 Mark II Volante gifted by Queen Elizabeth II for his 21st birthday, a V8 Vantage Volante which was also gifted to him, and a 1994 Virage Volante which he paid for and used as his way to get around in the 1990s. It was modified to include a police radio, and a leather jar for sugar cubes. So British. As king, there are speculations he may downsize the royal family. I think whatever he does, he'll make his life even more luxurious. He's been waiting his whole life for this. What do you think he'll do with his new title? Let us know down in the comments. For more luxury videos, please click that video on the screen. I'm sure it's something you haven't seen. Thanks for visiting Luxury Land.